Over a year ago, I started a series of weird and creepy Pokédex entries as some of the very first Pokemon Fact of the Day episodes. Despite Pokemon being a friendly, colorful, and kid-friendly franchise, it's pretty crazy how weird and dark some Pokemon become when you read them by their description. And even though I've already covered 20 Pokemon so far in my first two videos, there are way more weird entries to explore. So here's 10 new weird and creepy Pokemon Pokédex entries that just don't seem to fit with the rest of the Pokemon universe. Kicking off the list is Delibird, the only entry on today's list that lies in the weird part of that weird and creepy scale. Delibird carries its food bundled up in its tail. There was once a famous explorer who managed to reach the peak of Mount Everest thanks to one of these Pokemon sharing its food. Well guys, it's time to sound the alarms. Our speculation is finally confirmed. Delibird is real, taking visits to our real Mount Everest. Not to mention, just think about the dozens of climbers that have died attempting to reach the Everest peak. Sorry guys, guess you just didn't find the Delibird. Next up is Pinsir, the Pokemon of nightmares. It grips its prey with its powerful pincers and will not let go until the prey is torn in half. It's not like this is new knowledge, but it led to nightmare fuel for me as a kid in one of the first episodes of the anime. Remember when Ash's Metapod battles a Pinsir? Ash imagines the possible outcome. Ugh. Even as a kid, I knew that some Pokemon were just messed up. Joining Pinsir is another first-generation Pokemon, Haunter. Its tongue is made of gas. If licked, its victim starts shaking constantly until death eventually comes. Well, isn't that pleasant? And then, that's when you realize that Haunter's lick is straight in the theme song. Sorry, Charmander, but you're gonna die. Maybe that's why Charizard's so pissed at Ash all the time. If you like ghosts, we've got another one with Dusclops. Dusclops' body is completely hollow. There is nothing at all inside. It is said that its body is like a black hole. This Pokemon will absorb anything into its body, but nothing will ever come out. Good God! Between Dusknoir dragging you to the underworld and Dusclops sucking you into its body for an eternity, these guys remind me exactly of why I'm thankful Pokemon aren't in the real world. And rounding out today's Ghost Assembly is Frillish and Jellicent. Probably the most requested entries from my previous episodes for some reason. These guys aren't the worst, but they're still pretty dark. Jellicent, the Pringle Pokemon, no longer reminds me of the delicious potato snack. The fate of the ships and crew that wander into Jellicent's habitat? All sunken, all lost, all vanished. You gotta give it to the Jellyman. He's batting a perfect average. It all makes sense now. Arguably worse than Jellicent is his son, or daughter I guess, Frillish. If its veil-like arms stun and wrap a foe, that foe will be dragged miles below the surface, never to return. They might look like this, but they're basically this. Even your starter Pokemon aren't safe. Remember that Totodile you raised into a lovable Feraligatr? When it bites with its massive and powerful jaws, it shakes its head and savagely tears its victim up. Do you still love your Feraligatr, now that you've known what he's done? Can you live with that guilt? With the knowledge that your best friend is a killing machine? Can you still look into those eyes without seeing the twisted grimace of a mass murderer? Can you? Kabutops. Just Kabutops. With sharp claws, this ferocious ancient Pokemon rips apart prey and sucks their body fluids. What? Wait, what? With the claws and the ripping and the fluid sucking and the... Oh, stop it, Pokemon! Stop it! What are you doing? And proving that the first generation is just as sick as any other is Victreebell. Lures prey with the sweet aroma of honey. Swallowed whole, the prey is melted in a day, bones and all. If you guys could just excuse me for a moment. Last up is Beautifly. Just something to make me feel a little bit better about this world, because good God, we all need it. Beautifly's favorite food is the sweet pollen of flowers. If you want to see this Pokemon, just leave a potted flower by an open window. Beautifly is sure to come looking for pollen. Aww, I feel better already. Oh, just look at this card. Look at this card. What? It has an aggressive nature. It stabs prey with its long, narrow mouth to drain its prey's fluids. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed getting your childhood ruined as much as I did. I'll keep my eyes out for more ridiculous Pokédex entries in the future, and as always, thanks for watching, and subscribe to learn about future Pokemon facts.
Boom, 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 boom.